there, can we just grab a quick interview?
Yeah, sure.
Cheers. Hi, Donaldson on Sport here live with someone from the Abingdon Exchange. Your second 15, are you?
Yeah.
What do you think was the strongest part of your game that allowed you to win this fixture by so much?
I thought it was the wings. They played really well. We got around their wingers quite easily, which was good stuff.
And conditions, how did that affect the game overall? Of course, the change of venue.
It was very cold and rainy. Forwards sucked all the people in and just got out to the wings.
Did your captain have an influence on the day?
Captain was brilliant as always. Yeah, absolutely fine.
And my last question: who do you think was the best player in your team today?
In our team, probably the left wing.
Left wing. What's his name?
Me.
Oh, you? Okay, fair enough.
I think one of our flankers played extremely well. But yeah.
Okay, thanks very much for your time, mate. Cheers. Donaldson on Sport live here with Valala from the second 15. Big 90-metre runaway try. What inspired you? How did it feel?
Oh, it felt really great. Like once the person missed me, I felt good to finally get some points on the board.
Good. And who do you think was the most inspirational or influential player on the second 15 team today, despite the loss?
I think the most was my brother here, taking all the big. Yeah, it's like being the only one to want to run it up. Yeah.
Conditions, how did that affect the game? Were you happy about the move, or do you think it disadvantaged you playing at the rugby grounds?
I think it disadvantaged us because we didn't have the support of our home. The students here always give us a good like cheering. Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much for your time, Valala. Cheers.
Thank you, Donaldson.
Well done. Donaldson on Sport here live with a couple of boys from the Abingdon second 15. My first question for you today: what was the most important factor for your team in winning this match?
So there was a couple of different aspects to the game. That was important to the win. So Luke Wilson made a couple of good carries. Played really well. Good lad.
Did you feature in the squad today, Jamie Carragher?
Yeah. So basically, I was playing fullback today. Made a few absolutely smashing tackles, smashing runs. Absolutely beasted up the game, if you ask me.
And my last question today for you: your captain, how influential was he out on the pitch?
He's a strong leader, out on the pitch. I think he brings good qualities to the side. So I think he's a good lad. Good lad.
Thanks very much for your time. Cheers, mate. Here with Vice Captain Trey Wells of the Mahurangi First 15 team. My first question, Trey: did the game play out how you expected, or was it a lot different in the end with the thrashing?
That's exactly what I thought it was going to be. Not the thrashing, but I knew it was going to be fast paced. We were expecting a Westlake-like side, and yeah, they definitely gave it to us. They showed us how to play rugby, so yeah, we'll learn from this.
Did you find the way their inside centre or perhaps first 5-8 played different to the Southern Hemisphere style, or was it much the same with the European?
No, exactly the same as us. The first 5 was, their 10 he was very clinical, and he marched the boys around the field, and their second 5 was his crash ball was pretty good.
Cheers, thanks very much for your time, Trey. I've got here the Honey Badger, Matty Stanic, and of course the most capped player in the first 15. It is Nathaniel Reeves. Who do you think was the most influential player in your side? Who really picked you up when you were down?
I just had to hand it to the good old Jacob Abingdon, who's over there, lifting the team up. He was as intense as a hailstorm in a volcano. Josh Shirley, mate, we always say he was having a cracker of one. But they're the most influential. Wouldn't have been well without him. Yeah, mate.
Honey Badge, were you surprised that you were kept scoreless? Was that something you expected, or were you really shocked coming off the field?
Oh mate, we were working harder than a one-arm bricklayer in Baghdad, but at the end of the day, just points proved difficult out there, and they get run over a few times, and that's just part of rugby. It's quite a physical sport.
Yeah, mate, that's the way. Who was an animal out there, Shannon?
Oh, everyone, mate. Just everyone in the team was bloody beautiful. They're just absolutely clinical, really fitness fanatics. Points were hard to come by today, and a few of us got run over. It was a good.
It was a cracker. It was a cracker. Coming around here now, Sammy Haweli's just jumped in the picture, mate. 2 games today, first and second 15. How tired were you? How did you find inspiration? How did you pick up the energy you needed for that first 15 match?
Just do it, bro. Just go for it. Eh? Just do it.
Coming to international rugby, going a bit off the topic here. Firstly, who's the most inspirational player for you boys? Do you think maybe an All Black? I mean, Richie springs to mind. Richie.
Richie.
And of course, World Cup's going to be held in England these years. Of us, the boys over there, what they think. Some of them said a Ireland All Blacks final. What do you think on that?
Agree.
South Africa, France will be the final, I reckon. Argentina, New Zealand.
Argentina.
Australia, New Zealand. It has to be Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, cheers, Nathaniel, mate. Most capped first 15 player here. Isaac Stocking, Matt Standage, Chris Middleton, the captain, Shannon Kloppers, and of course, Sami Hawili. Tough game out there on the field today.
Yeah.
How well do you think you played personally?
Oh, yeah, I think I did alright, eh?
Who do you think was probably the most inspirational player in your team today? Who really got you up and going besides yourself?
Jacob, probably, you know.
Jacob Bindon.
He's a man of words. Yeah.
Man of many words. Physical player, isn't he? Makes those one-up tackles?
Physical, yeah.
Donaldson on Sport here live with the tour captain. My first question for you would be, obviously you've been throughout New Zealand, you visited Australia. How have you found New Zealand as a country? Have you felt that rugby is a culture? We've always felt over here that it is ingrained in the culture. Have you felt that?
Yeah, most definitely. So, especially schoolboy rugby, it's a big contrast to England. So the fact that your games are televised is something that we're really not used to, and obviously the crowds that turn out, it's really quite a big thing for us to come over here, and it's really quite an honour to be like embraced in your culture and to play in such important games. Yeah, so big change.
Yeah. You experienced a bit of Māori culture earlier with the haka and the hongi. How did you find that?
Yeah, slightly different, very unconventional teaching. I think our haka was a bit lacklustre. Maybe needs a bit more practice. Pretty average at best, but we went for it and we tried, so that's all we could do. But yeah.
What's one or the most important thing you've learned on this tour that you think you can take home and really develop into your own game potentially?
I think probably physicality when ball carrying. You got some big guys out here, some serious genetics, and I think the intensity with which they carry the ball is quite something. So yeah.
Okay, thanks very much for your time. Cheers, mate. Good luck with the rest. Okay, Donaldson on Sport here live on this Wednesday evening. I'm here with the Abingdon coach of the first 15. You must be very happy with the way your boys played today. Good effort, good result. What did you take from the match, and what did you think the strong points of your team were on the day?
Oh, good question. Strong points. The boys played really well. I think technically on the floor, our forwards played really well. We played Hastings boys and learnt a lot of physical lessons. The physicality wasn't so much there against you guys today, but as I said in the speech afterwards, your famous All Black Zinzan Brook, who I met literally 2 days before we left the plane, he did say that you wouldn't give in, and you never gave in, and credit to you. And our boys take a lot out of that, and I think if you look at one thing to improve on, our forwards, when they're under pressure, kept their cool heads and made some good decisions. And the offloading game and the way in which we kept running forward and attacking space, I thought was really positive for us. So today was the best performance on tour. Without a doubt, which is great for us, and we're moving in the right direction.
And also, often we discuss over here the difference between northern and southern hemisphere style rugby. We often say the north tends to like to use the forwards, phase play, in the south a lot more in the backs, pace. Have you found that on the tour? Have you had to kind of adjust the way you play, or has it all been pretty similar for you? Have you not really felt that?
That's a good question. I think one of the things I've learned here is that New Zealand rugby players aren't afraid to attack from anywhere. So, and you see that when you watch Super 15. And just looking at those boys and watching how they're taught to attack space from anywhere, irrespective whether they're in their own half. And England maybe is guilty of maybe just trying to play the safety rule and trying to build phases, win their line out, be dominant up front. But we're trying to teach these boys, and the second half today was really good for me because we had a no kicking rule, and we ran it, and I think we scored 4 tries in the end from our own 22. So we're here to learn, and I think we are learning, which is great.
Your captain, he's had a lot of praise today. Is there anything you think he does particularly well, or is he just an all-round grinder really on the pitch?
Apart from being ginger, that's the only thing I'm going to hold against him. He's an exceptional leader. He's a good bloke. He's someone probably you would like to go for a beer with. He's that sort of character, but he never takes a step back. And but he doesn't get all the applause. I think there was a lot of players around him, other leaders. And again, this tour is about trying to find leaders. We've got young lads. We've brought a lot of 16-year-old lads in that first team today, and those 16-year-old lads really stepped up. And I think we had 6 boys in the second team playing in the first team game today, which for me was awesome. So really pleased with that. But apart from being ginger, he's not a bad lad.
He's a great player. Okay, well done on the result. Thanks very much for your time. Donaldson on Sport here with Jacob Bindon, and Jacob, a lot of praise so far for you today, this evening, for your efforts in the match. A real warrior, an animal they said you were out there, to be precise. How do you feel the physicality of the English pack varied from what you're used to over here in New Zealand rugby? Did you have to kind of step up your physical game out there?
Oh well, the English pack, they played a very, very physical game. They spread the ball, they passed the ball well, they ran it hard, and they were very, very fit, and they outlasted us there out on the field.
Was there one particular thing you think let you down, or was it a combination of things? And what was your Achilles heel out there on the day?
Just all-round aggression. I think our team really needs to dig it in and give some more aggression in our semi-finals this week. So that's to work on.
Okay, thanks very much for your time, Jacob. Cheers. The Abingdon Exchange, the last hurrah. This is me signing out from Donaldson on Sport. As we can see in the background here behind me, the Abingdon boys, the first and second 15, will now depart, travelling north. They're going up to the Bay of Islands. As you can see them waving now, up to the Bay of Islands, as I was saying before, they travel down south to play Avondale and their last fixture of their trip to Australia and New Zealand. We thank you all for following, everyone who liked the posts, the coverage. We really appreciate it. Despite the loss, the two heavy losses in fact, the Mahurangi boys are very confident and have learned a lot of lessons from the games they played here going into their semi-final this weekend. A home game which they will look to win. We thank you all for watching. That's me signing out, Donaldson on Sport, the Abingdon Exchange.